Hi, my name is Gudrun from GA Designs, and welcome to our Happy Friday show. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Friday show. Say hi to Mr. HP. He's a little flustered today. What's going on over there? What's going on over there? Just a little flustering thing. Yeah. Yeah, we had to reboot everything right before the show. So sorry we're a little late, few minutes, but it's Friday, so it's time to celebrate, of course. Thank you for being here. If you are not subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, make sure you hit that red button and click on the bell to be notified whenever we go live. And if you're on Facebook, make sure you like our page as well there. Always better to have us just pop up whenever we go live so you don't forget. So our Fridays, we kick it off with a cocktail, of course, and this is our last show in April. April, the gloomy month of April, which usually happens here in Minnesota, is about to be done. It's about to be done. And so we had our theme this week for cocktails, batch cocktails. So that means make a pitcher, make them in a punch bowl, whatever you want to do. And today's cocktail is a tropical rum punch. Typically, rum punch is a rather sweet drink, and I tried to kind of really pull back on this one. So there is just some regular rum, and you can do silver if you like a milder flavored rum, or you can do dark. 1 cup of coconut rum. This makes 8 servings, everybody. But if you want to make one, just change wherever it says cup to ounce. And there it is. And then there's some coconut rum, peach schnapps, pineapple juice, cranberry juice, and lime juice. And then some sparkling water. And just know that you can up the sparkling water, you can take it down, put a little grenadine for some fun extra red color. But the key thing is, if you're making it for a crowd, put all the liquors and juices in a pitcher, leave it there. Right before you serve, put the sparkling water in, and then just serve it over ice. Don't put ice in the pitcher because it's going to dilute the whole thing. So cheers, everybody. There's no grenadine in ours, so it's fairly yellow, but cheers. This just takes you to the tropics, tropical destinations, doesn't it? So, Mr. HP, word of the day today is what?
Today, you got to have lots of patience.
Patience.
Yeah.
Yes, this was one of those days.
Lots.
Yeah. And is that being patient with the technology, just not wanting to work like it's supposed to?
Another word is breathe.
Breathe. That goes hand in hand with patience.
Be patient.
Just take a deep breath. Use your yoga breath.
And hope for the best.
Yes. Patience is a virtue, let me tell you, and I think everybody needs a good dose of patience. If we could just ship it out to everybody, the world would be a better place, wouldn't it? But thank you for having always so much patience with all the technology and figuring it all out, because I know I would not. I have a lot of patience for certain things, but things like that, when things don't work like the way they're supposed to, I'm not good with that.
1 minute before show.
Yes, exactly. Anyway, so it's like I said, last day of our show to be in April, but it's also today is Arbor Day, so plant a tree, take care of your trees. It's also Superhero Day, National Superhero Day. It's also National Blueberry Pie and Shrimp Scampi. So there it is. There's your dinner, blueberry pie and shrimp scampi. Very random. I don't really think they work together, but there it is. I mean, shrimp scampi sounds good any day. But we're going to start off with our Friday segment, our regular Friday segment. I have a lot of great stuff for you later on the show. It's a full calendar. We have, for example, the biggest thing is our reveal of our bundle club for April. But let's start off with our show and tell, Friday show and tell. We are starting off with a beautiful version of Harmony. This is by Cheryl, and I really love the multiple colors and fun to use the scraps for a border. Great job, Cheryl. Next up is a Kimberly quilt made by Dawn. I really love this Kimberly. This looks like nutmeg fabrics along with maybe some extras. Beautiful, beautiful job. Very nice and soft, kind of serene colors. And then we have a Alberta quilt made by Cheryl, a different Cheryl. And this one is made from our Bundle Club fabrics last shipment, which was January. I love this. This is the Blissful. It's so beautiful. I love just the monochromatic effect it has. Then next up is Jennifer's quilt. This is Pixie Sticks, which is a pattern in my Strip Your Stash book. And I love this, very unique background there. So just some calm colors, very soft, beautiful job. Then we have a strip joint, which was our strip along 2 years ago, I believe. Beautiful red and just these multitude of grays, shades of gray. I love this. Always love a scrappy quilt, and this is great, just a two-tone quilt like that with lots of movement. That was Julie's. And then we have Melanie's Hope quilt. Beautiful gold and blue with that middle strip being the green. It just changes the look of the Hope pattern. So really cool. Love that one. Next one is Clarissa, made by Sherry. Oh, this is so much fun. This was from a bundle we had, a Christmas bundle or a holiday bundle that we had last year. I believe we're out of it, but this is so beautiful. I love that fabric you chose for the accent. Really stands out nicely without being too bad. And then next up, Steph and her Octavia quilt. Oh, I love this. It's the top, so you can see through it a little bit. So I probably will change after it's been quilted a little bit, but I love this. And it kind of blends into the landscape there a little bit. I love how that white in it kind of looks like it's in the background and creates this little these patches behind the design. Very cool. Then we have Trisha's Strippy Stairways. This looks like a stash buster quilt, but beautiful job, nice and sharp with a white background. And look at that, you can just throw anything in there. It's gonna be a beautiful quilt. So great job on this one. And last but not least, this is Vivian's Amelie Supersized. And again, that was one of our bundles, and I now do not remember the name of it, but I loved that bundle. So it's really great to see it in action being used. Just beautiful colors. So thank you everybody for sharing your quilts. Keep sharing them, and Goodrich Quilt Crew on Facebook. And you never know when one of yours might be featured on our show and tell. So great job. All right, so we're moving right on to our bundle club. So our bundle club, Goodies Bundle Club, is a quarterly subscription. So you only get shipments 4 times a year. You get a whole bundle, but along with the bundle, you get a beautiful booklet that is serves as inspiration. You learn more about the fabrics. We have made up quilts from the bundle, so you get lots of ideas, kind of like perfect pairings, and of course a little coupon in that little booklet. So without further ado, are you ready to see what I chose for April 2023? I hope many of you have received yours already. So if you still want to be surprised, make sure you turn off right now, but we're going to play for you the selection for 2023 April. Hi, my name is Gudrun from GE Designs, and in this video, I am thrilled to introduce you to our April 2023 Goodies Bundle Club fabric collection, Filigree. Before we look at the fabrics, I wanted to introduce you to Filigree. Filigree is designed by Zen Chic for Moda Fabrics, and the designer, Brigitte, was born and raised in Germany, and she still lives and operates her company from Germany. I've been an admirer of her fabric designs ever since her first line of fabric back in 2013. And what mainly always draws me to her fabrics are her beautiful striking color combinations. They have that little bit of a minimalistic Scandinavian style. So I just am always really drawn to it, and filigree was no exception with its striking colors and really visual prints. So this main print is really what did it for me. I knew I wanted to use it for our bundle club. So let's start with our fabrics. I'm going to talk about the fabrics. Now there is one little change that you will notice in your bundle. There's one fabric that didn't make it, so we replaced it with this beautiful spotted gray fabric, which she designs also. We have a couple of other spotteds in here, so it seemed like it was a perfect mix, so we wouldn't mess up the balance of the bundle. So we'll start over here on the yellow side. I balanced it out so there's 3 yellows, 3 taupes, 3 grays, and then 3 on the blacker side. Now there are transitional colors. This even though it would belong to the blacks, is a little bit on the gray side, and then also with this lighter gray in transition nicely from the taupe into the grays. But we'll start with, you'll have all the listings of your fabrics here, not necessarily in this order, but I just wanted to show you all of them up close. So we have this beautiful main print, this newspaper collage print with alphabet letters and kind of overlays with the little botanical prints. Really love this one. So this one is repeated again later in the bundle. We have the dandelions. And so what makes this fabric so unique and minimalistic and modern is, of course, the really flat background and then just the simple designs in black on top. Then we have a spotted. So this is a new color that came with this line. So it has a little bit of gray and a little bit of white in it. I really love that because it really adds to the texture. Going into the taupe colors, we have this, another minimalistic design, just these little brush strokes, or they call it strokelets, or seeds, and they are white on this really nice taupe. They call it stone, this color. Then we have a spotted, again with a darker taupe and the white in there as well. Then we have the seeds print. So this is also the taupe base, but black seeds on it. I love this. She's done a similar print before. I love it. This is a little bit larger scale. Going into the grays, or they're calling it graphite. So this is the dots, and I really love these dots because they look like they've been hand stamped. So you have irregularities across, and then there's no order of them. So it's just a nice print that's going to mix in well with anything else. We have the dandelions again on the graphite. And then we have the spotted graphite. You will notice in your booklet that there was supposed to be a grid, but we added this one in because it was didn't arrive to us, and I think it's a great addition. Then we have the newspaper print here. It's called black, but as you notice, it's a little bit charcoal gray, so it's not a pure black like the last 2 prints, and I really like that. Then we have the seeds on black, and they have the multicolor. So we have a couple of other colors here in as accents that are not represented in the fabrics. That's the green and the orange. And so we have then the dots fabric again in multicolor on the black. So we have the white, orange, yellow, and green, as well as taupe and gray. So all the colors come together in this dot print, which is really nice. So those are the 12 fabrics in your bundle. And of course we did a fabric pull. So you will see the fabric pull here. And if you wanted to add any of these, easiest way, just scan this QR code. It will take you right to the page on our website where you can find all these fabrics that are in the pull. So I'm going to start out with the blacks. We have one of her spotteds in the black. We have this one is called Spotted Ink, so it has a little bit of gray and a little bit of white, so it will have a little bit of a texture mixing in. Then I chose a deco stitch in the Stellar, so it has a little bit of gray in there, so that tones well with some of the other grays. and it's still a very nice pure black. For the grays, I chose a Provisions in the stone color, which transitions really nicely between the two, lighter and the darker, because it's lights and darks in here. A nice modern print. And then another one of hers, which is spotted aluminum with some black and light grays in it. So it's a nice transition, nice blender with everything else. So then I'm going to show you the taupe fabrics. I chose the floral elements in the khaki. So this one has a little bit light, so it tones really nicely with the yellows, but it's a great taupe, almost the same exact color as here in the little grass fabric. And then I chose a little bit warmer tone with the Provisions in the linen color. So you'll see it has some tones that will match perfectly, and then a little bit warmer tones, a little bit more yellow, which plays well with the yellows in here. Then we have the yellow fabrics. We have two. I have chalk and charcoal in the wheat, so a nice gold. We'll pull out some of the warmer tones in the yellows. And then I have a bumbleberries in the custard, which has a mixture of the lighter and the darker. So this will be a great addition with some of the golds in the bundle. Now, if you wanted to add a background, I have two backgrounds pulled, although I'll be showing you some more light fabrics. I have a Deco Stitch Airy, which I would choose kind of an off-white to go with this, not a pure white, off-white, or just a little bit of an eggshell. And then so here the other one would be a grunge eggshell that I pulled with this one. If you wanted to add a little color, kind of a focused fabric, an accent color, I would definitely be pulling the colors we see in the prints, so the green and the orange. And so for the green, I chose a beautiful bumbleberries in the golden green. It really matches that golden bright green here perfectly, so that will be a great accent, as well as the color wash in the scratch orange. So it's a really nice and bright, not too deep orange, and so it really plays off of nicely with all the colors and works well. One little surprise one that I found that I think would be really awesome with it is we have a beautiful black and white plaid dot with orange in it. So if it wasn't made for this with the dots and the black and white, I don't know what would be more perfect to throw in there. So these are my fabric pulls. Like I said, just scan here and it will take you right to the links for all of those fabrics. So next up is looking at some of the patterns that we chose to work with using this line. We made 3 quilts, and so we're going to start with the first one, which is the Kite Runner. Now this is a single pattern available as a PDF, and it is made with fat quarters along with some sashing and border fabrics. So let's take a look at what I used with this fabric. So for our sashing, I used a spotted off-white. So this is one of her basics that she pulled in with a line, so it has a little bit of gray. And it's beautiful. She's used this in previous fabric lines. Has a lot of texture. So that was our sashing fabric. For the narrow border, we used actually another spotted from the line or from the bundle, which is called Spotted in the Saffron. For the border, wide border, and the backing, we used the newsprint, main print, in the graphite color. So this is a little bit lighter gray than what is in the bundle, so it worked really nicely as the border. And then for the binding, we pulled in another spotted jet black, which is one of the basic spotted colors, but it works really perfectly as just a dark binding for our quilt. So you could use up the whole bundle and make up to a king size quilt with this, which you would need 24 fat quarters. But I just used 10 fat quarters to make the lap size. The next pattern we chose to use this fabric with is the Zoe pattern, which is found in our Stripology Mixology 3 book. And this pattern is made with 10-inch squares. So we made the lap size, but we decided to use a single fabric for the light. So we actually could have made a twin size quilt just using 10-inch squares from the bundle. So you'll need 24 for the lap size. And so as far as our background, so we used all of the fabrics in the bundle for our darks, and then for our lights, we used the filigree white dots. So having all of those beautiful colors gave a lot of texture and movement to our quilt this way. And so for the second border, we used the spotted and the saffron again for that nice setting yellow border. And for the third border, for the wide border, for the third border, so we also bordered the first border with this print, second border with a yellow, and then the third border is with a black seed. So also in the bundle, but available in 3 yards and 1 yards. Beautiful, sharp black border. And so this is what we used for that. And we used this for the binding as well. For the backing of this quilt, we used another coloring of the newspaper collage print. This one is just called Filigree Off-White, and it is just gorgeous for the back of this quilt. The third quilt we made is a classic from years back, and I love the way it looks. This is Strips and Salsa, and just taking a new spin on it with these modern fabrics just really changed it up. So what I did with the bundle, I cut my 10-inch squares for Zoe, and I only needed some 24 strips for the lap size strips in Salsa, so I cut 2.5-inch strips. I needed 2 from each of the fabrics. But you could, of course, expand it and make a little bit larger quilt. So for that background, that beautiful background, we used a dandelion in the white. So then you have all the different colors of the dandelions on the off-white background, and this one just was really cool and created a really beautiful backdrop for the strips. For our binding, I wanted it to be kind of light, so we used another color from this line. It is called Spotted in the Zen Gray, so a new color, but it has dark gray and light gray. But I loved how it just created a really nice light colored binding. For the backing, I used the same as we did with the Zoe. I used that newsprint, collage print in the off-white. So all of these are available, like I said, in 3 yards and 1 yards. The spotted colors are available in 1 yards except for the black and white. So let's review all of the fabrics that we have available that go with this line. There are a couple more that we are not seeing here. So here we have a list of all the fabrics. You have a QR code that you can scan easily to find, go straight to the listing of all the fabrics. So we have the Spotted Zen Gray and what I just showed you. So this one is a new color. We have the Spotted Jet Black, and we also have the Spotted in the Off-White, which we saw as the sashing for the kite runner. And then we have the Spotted in the Saffron, which is not shown here in your booklet, but we have these available in 1 yards. Then we have the Seeds in the black. And we have the 2 off-white fabrics. So we have the Dots off-white, and we have the Dandelions in the off-white. And we have one more that is not listed in your booklet that is also from the line, and that is the Filigree Strokelets in the black. So a nice one, another nice black one you could add. We have the 2 newspaper prints, we have the graphite, and then we have the off-white. So lots of options, lots of fun fabrics to add to this bundle and play with. And like I said, we have all of them in 1 yards, and the ones we have in 3 yards is the 2 newspaper prints. We have both the dandelions and the dots, which are here. And then we have the seeds in the black. We have the strokelets in the black, and then both the black and off-white spotteds. So lots of fun to be had, great ones, 3-yard cuts to use for backings. So I hope you take some inspiration and enjoy making some of these quilts. Just as an extra inspiration, I thought we would show you the edge-to-edge long arm quilting patterns we used on the 3 quilts. So let's start with a kite runner. For that one, we used a beautiful, easy, simple pattern called 3-leaf clover. It was one of those that just came with our machine. And we used a nice, soft gray thread, kind of a medium gray thread that really blended nicely everywhere in the quilt. For the Zoe quilt, we used another pattern that came with our machine called Geometric 1. And a nice off-white, almost a soft yellow thread. So a little bit tighter quilt pattern, nice and geometric, so it adds a lot of interest and ties it all together with that colorful background. For our strips and salsa quilt, we used a pattern by the Long Arm League called Driftwood. And I really like how they're just irregular, wavy lines kind of across the quilt. So it really lets the graphic design of the strips really shine. If you are one of our lucky subscribers of Goodies Bundle Club and received this beautiful shipment of filigree, I hope you are really enjoying it and planning something beautiful to make. We really enjoyed putting it all together, and so make sure that some of those extra fabrics that you might need to make your quilts, make sure you snatch them up. They are now available in the store. Now, of course, if you are not a subscriber but are interested in joining Goodies Bundle Club, check it out on the website. We may have spots open. If we don't at this time, you can always put your email in there so that you get notified whenever a spot opens up for you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. There it is. This is our filigree month. As those of you that have been subscribers from the start, you will see that these first 3 shipments, we started in October and then January and April, they're all so very different. And that is my goal. I want to offer different styles, ranging from traditional to a little bit more modern, kind of staying in that middle without going super traditional or super extra modern. But really trying to change up the look, the colorways, and offer you something unique that you don't see in every quilt shop. And I really go by what inspires me. If I see a line that inspires me to make quilts, that's what I go with. Now, to answer your biggest question, are there spots available for Bundle Club? Yes. We do have spots available, not very many, because there were quite a few that were on the wait list before we released it, but they are open now, so you can sign up now. When you sign up now, you will be charged right away because we will ship you the filigree shipment. And so there are, that's the only way to get the bundle. Of course, all of the additional fabrics are listed in our store, so you can find those. But the only way to get the bundle is to subscribe to Bundle Club. Of course, I highly recommend that to secure yourself a spot, because there's always going to be just a few spots. If we do have cancellations or anything, we do open them up right away after we release a new one. So check it out, and I'm ready to answer any of your questions. I thought a lot of you were really excited about this bundle. Now, the strips and salsa pattern is a single pattern. So you can get it both, I think, PDF and paper. I'm not sure. Maybe it's just paper. It's an older pattern. It's from way, way back. Will you sell the grid that didn't come in? No, we didn't get it. We won't get it, unfortunately. So that was a little boo-boo. But I think the way we solved it is perfect. That spotted graphite works really well. It blends in with everything, and so that was a great replacement. Thank you for sharing the quilt patterns. What was the last one with the lines? It was called Driftwood, and it's by the Long Arm League, longarmleague.com, I believe. Yeah, that was a really cool one. Lovely fabrics for those that always say they're not my colors. How can you deny these aren't striking? Yeah, and that's the thing, you know, Bundle Club, of course, you don't know what you're getting. You're getting a great price on the bundle. There's great additional value with what comes in the booklet, all the information and the ideas. And then, of course, you get actually a coupon that you can use a little bit later on. So there's no wait list right now, Pam. You can sign up right now. Just go and find Goodies Bundle Club. Make sure you click on the actual product, and then you just put in your order, put in your cart, and you will receive this bundle. We will ship it out next week. But I know these spots are going to go fast because I think this bundle was quite the hit. All right, any other questions? Oh, there's the paper version of the Strips and Salsa. Link to that. This is really great. Yeah, so Brigitte from Zen Chic has been one of my favorites ever since her, I think it was actually her second line, which was Kama. I just absolutely fell in love. And so just the style, and she delivers almost every time with a new line, offering something unique and just that little bit of minimalistic style. Oh, Alana came to visit us from Israel. Yes. Hi, Alana. Great to see you in the warehouse. So thank you so much. All right, so if we don't have any more questions, I wanted to clarify one thing. Oh, if I had seen these in a quilt, so this is a great comment. If I'd seen these in a quilt shop, I would have walked right past them. So glad I get the Bundle Club. I love that. I love that because you really sometimes, I know, and this is why I created the Bundle Club, so that you get to see the fabrics actually made up in different quilts. And it doesn't matter if you want to make these exact ones or choose any of my patterns, because at least you know how the look is going to be. So you can choose any of my patterns. That's the beauty of having just a half yard bundle. What brand of long arm do you use? We have an Innova long arm that we use. And somebody had asked about thread. We use both Superior threads and also some Aurifil when we're long arming. So both of them work great for us. But I wanted to clarify, the strokelets are not in the bundle, but we have this one in both half yards and 3 yards. It's not in the booklet either, but it comes up when you go to that page. And then also the spotted in what I say saffron in the video and in the booklet, it's also the same as mustard. So what happens when Brigitte and Moda put their lines together, they always pull in some spotted, which is one of her basics. And they bring in some spotted colors. And sometimes in the promotional, you know, booklets or promotional kind of content, they rename the color, but the SKU is the same, the SKU number. So they named this saffron, but actually it is a mustard. It's one of the basics. So sometimes that causes a little confusion. The other one was the spotted off-white. They're calling it off-white now. It's still the same fabric, what used to be called quotations white, spotted quotations, but because a previous line of hers was called quotations. So just to clear up that confusion, but a little confusing, but it's all good. All right. Like I said, there's spots open right now, and you will get this bundle until we run out of spots. And the next shipment of Bundle Club will come to you in July. We always ship on the 20th, and that's when your card gets charged. And you can join whenever we have spots. You can cancel anytime. So there's no minimal requirement. All right. Let's move on. I have so much to talk about. We had Colleen's show, One Yard Wednesday, on Wednesday morning. Some great fabrics, and we only have a few of them left. That was another hit. She featured On the Lake, which is, we had a bundle. We sold out of that one right after the show as well. But there was 5 fabrics in 1 yard. Some of them are still available. Really beautiful fabrics that will take you straight to the lake, at least you know, in your mind, dipping in that lake. A little bit too cold these days yet, but I know we will get there pretty soon. And she featured a really cool quilt she made from those fabrics, so you got to go check out the show. All you got to do is go to the One Yard Wednesday page on our website, and the show is linked in there right there, so you can watch it right there. Quick shows always, so it's easy to watch. All right, I wanted to talk about our remnant bags, our Earth Day special from last weekend. We sold out of these so fast, I couldn't even believe it. So we've been making more, and we relisted a few of them for what we have made for you to be able to do this special. So right now, through the end of the month or until we run out, which is happening quite soon, I'm sure. You get them for $19.99. It is 1 pound of remnants. They're full width, so salvage to salvage, different types of fabrics. 1 pound is approximately 3 yards. You know, give and take a couple of inches. So you will receive not only for $19.99, but also 2 for 1. So snatch those few ones up that are left. But we will always have these on our website, the remnant bags. We just had an extra special with the 2 for 1 and the lowered price for in honor of Earth Day. Okay, Strip Along Part 2 took place on Tipsy Tuesday this last week. And so make sure you tune into that. A lot of great feedback from my tutorial and all the tips on making partial seams, especially because a lot of you probably hadn't seen how you can chain piece these blocks or any partial seamed blocks. But it's very easy. Just work on a few at a time. So check out last week's or this week's show if you hadn't checked out, if you missed it. And I want to remind you that this coming Tuesday, we are taking a break from the Strip Along, so it's catch-up week, because this coming Tuesday, we're not going to be able to do a live show. We're still going to do a show, and we've been filming some great content for you to premiere on Tuesday at the same time, 4 o'clock Central Time, but the premiere happens on YouTube only. So if you want to watch at 4, make sure you are subscribed to our YouTube channel and click that notifications button. It will kind of act like a live show. You can comment and everything. I just won't be able to answer your questions on the air, but we'll be answering questions in the comments for sure. So that is the way to kind of watch it live, even though it was pre-recorded. But then we will post it on our Facebook page after the premiere. Okay? And so what you will see this coming Tuesday, a great tip of the day, more like a tutorial, because I'm going to show you how you can self-bind a quilt using Cuddle or Minky backs. So if you put Cuddle and Minky on the back of your quilt, you can use it to bring it around and use it for binding. So I'm going to give you the full tutorial on Tuesday, and I'm going to have fabric for you like every day. And then Colleen also is going to do a second tutorial, all in the same show on Tuesday. So I hope you join us on YouTube. All right, we're also counting down for Coronation. Yes, the king will be officially crowned, I guess, or the coronation for what's his name? King Charles. What's his name? Little fart, brain fart there. But
I just called him a little fart.
No, I apologize. But we are excited because we are launching our own London Calling mystery quilt. So we are so excited to count down for this coronation ceremony and event, big event in the UK. So of course our backing fabric really features that coronation. In the carriage are actually images of the king and queen there. So we're very excited about that. If you haven't heard anything about this project, check into previous shows. But this, now you can reserve your fabric kit, and I want to thank you all that have done so already. It's really good to see the interest so far. But we will have the kit reservation going for a few more weeks. But then then we don't know how many are going to be left once the fabric comes in. But I just wanted to tell you that there's not only just this one print, but a few other ones that we have unique to this project, so you won't be able to get these fabrics anywhere else. So just reminding you, and we will be counting down. The coronation is a week from tomorrow, so I'm excited. I love these types of events, so I cannot wait, especially since we were just there in London. So I can just imagine the streets being just full of excitement. Anyways, it's fabric time. Let's take a look at 2 new lines that I have for you. Now, the first one is called Harvest Wishes. And so this is officially our first fall-inspired line to come in. We, of course, had our first Halloween line represented last week. So here is our Harvest Wishes. And this is by Moda. This is by Deb Strain, and really unique colorway. So these beautiful pumpkins, we have this tealish navy, and then the pumpkins are white and aqua, blue, and then orange. So I really love this unique colorway of this line. So we have another blue here with the orange flowers and blooms and lots of great leaves in here. I love the sagey color of the greens as well. We have the small print with the small pumpkins and the little leaves. We have more leaves here, kind of the blue is background, but you can see that this fabric is going to read more green since it has so much foliage on it. Into the off-white, just a nice soft ivory on the background with the blooms, the soft kind of apricot colored blooms. And then we have the same foliage here with the leaves and the berries, the small print in the off-white, and then we have the large pumpkins in the off-white. Awesome, awesome. And then we have one more little typography print that usually is included in Deb Strain's lines. I love the orange letters with the taupe lettering, pumpkins, kisses, and harvest wishes. I love fall most of all. Beautiful. And then a little plaid, a little check in the orange and off-white. And for the last 2 pieces, we have the aqua tone with the orange, and then the typography print with the blue and that aqua with the blue lettering. So I love this line. I think it's really beautiful. You could do something like lights and darks. You could take the 2 aquas and mix it in with the blue, so you have a real light and dark. You could take the plaid out, use as a binding, cut it on the bias, do some fun things. But my fabric pull, we'll start with that. I'm starting on the blue end. I love this trellis. This is from Color Club, but I think this is a perfect blue for this blue. And it's got that little diagonal action, so you can it's great for sashings or anything like that. Another blue would be the color wash in the textured indigo. Really nice blend here and a nice different texture. The green for that mixes really nicely with all the greens is the bumbleberries in the leaf. Or you could do the spotted in the celadon. Also a really nice kind of a subtle green. For the cream colors, I did kind of a darker and a lighter. The spectrostatic and the papyrus really shades with the darker tones, the taupes in here. And then a lighter one, I would go with a grunge. This is a whisper. So it has that beautiful off-white and just a tad bit of a taupe in there. So a really nice new color in our grunge. And then for the golds, I went with the seeds, tangerine. And so it's nice that it has that off-white in it. And then a little bit lighter would be the jacks and the tangerine as well. A little bit lighter gold, or a lighter orange, I would say. For the aqua tones, I went with the floral elements in the icy blue or the grunge in the blue. A little bit darker, but really tones well with all of them. So this is our Harvest Wishes. 12 pieces. Beautiful, officially, fall fabrics, holiday fabrics are coming. I think this is such a unique colorway for a fall fabric, so I had to have it. Anything that is unique to me. And honestly, this could really live on. It's not those kind of screaming fall colors or prints. All right, the next line I'm going to show you is called Serene Nature. This is a P&B fabric line, and I really love how unique it is. The designer is Laura Horn, and I like I said, I just love this subtleness, the little spark of pink and red in here. There's some blues, there's some greens, and a beautiful array of just earth tones. Really well done. I love the layering here. So then we have some of the lighter colors. Just these stamped leaves on top of a really nice textured background. And another texture with just the leaves and berries, a little bit more open with the lights coming through more. And then these beautiful blenders. So we have the pinkish red, which is really not, it's very nice and warm and subtle, even though it is a red. Then we have a taupe. I love this one. That reminds me of little footprints, but just the addition of the different textures, really beautiful. We have the brown dots. So brown and tan with that red popping in here just makes it so unique and so modern. Another one of the watercolor texture in the brown. And then we go into the green colors. The lightest green here is the one with the leaves, same as that peach colored one. Another darker hue of green with a little bigger dots and smaller dots. And it's a lot of blue in here, so I really like how it takes you from the green into the more bluer colors. And then we have the same prints in a light blue. And then we have the dots that ties it all together with the green dots and darker green, lighter green, and the blue tones. And then the last one, let me move this closer. The last one here is the texture, the solid texture in the blue, the dark blue. So Serene Nature, really, really gorgeous. And we do have the main print in 1 yard, so that's really awesome. It's called Serene Nature in the multi. But my fabric pull, that was a fun one. So let me start here on the lighter side. So the grunge, and that's a new color as well, called Marble. So it's a light tan. Taupey tan. I love this color and a great addition. So then for some of the lighter hues of pink, we have the Flights of Fancy and the mauve, which works really well with the mauvey tones in the print. And then for the brighter pinks, the bumbleberries and the ripe peach, the great fit. And then for the little bit of more grunge, the provisions and the rose also work really nicely to tone with all those little pinkish reds. For the brown colors, we have a Just Color in the brown. That was a part of our color club. And then for the in-betweens, I would do the Deco Stitch and the Timberwolf, also a part of color club way back. So this was our Willow pack. This was our chocolate, box of chocolate. For the greens, the bumbleberries and the sage is a really beautiful green with lights and darks. I also love the Flights of Fancy and the Celeste. It's kind of between the blues and the greens. And then I chose another Flights of Fancy and the Spruce, which is the darker hue, which matches this really beautifully. So you could kind of tie it all together this way. For the lighter blue, excuse me, Crack Shadow and the Celestine. I love this fabric from Tim Holtz. So it has a lot of great texture that works well with this. And then our bumbleberries in the basic indigo for the darkest hues. So this is Serene Nature. Beautiful fabrics, very unique, just like we like it. Love it, love it, love it. All right, so since we had our first kind of fall fabrics and Halloween coming in this week, we made sure to put what we have left from last year of our Halloween and fall fabrics. They are all in our sales section at a good discount. So if you want to get some good deals on some Halloween or fall, you can check that out. And best way to do that, you can go to our sales section and look through there, but there is always a filter option at the top. Make sure you just filter. You can click on Halloween and it pulls all of them up. Easiest way. All right, I have a big announcement for you. Right now, some of you have been asking for when and if we are going to do our annual tent sale. We did a big event last year, and yes, we are. And here is your save the date officially. Tent sale is coming back. It's going to be Saturday, September 16th, and that is the actual tent sale. But this year, we are actually going to have some other events kind of tied to it, some demo opportunities and other fun things, starting that Thursday before, which is September 14th. So if you're planning a trip, make sure you plan to come to all 3 days. It's going to be a lot of fun. So make sure you put that on your calendar. All right, Mr. HP, do you have a winner for us? I hope you've been commenting throughout the show because lucky, somebody gets a $25 gift card.
Let's see what we got.
Who is it?
Gentlemen.
Ooh, Maggie Horning. Congratulations, Maggie.
Way to go, Meg.
$25 gift card is yours. All you got to do is email us to help@gequiltdesigns.com and we will get you your gift card. And as for us, make sure you tune in this coming Tuesday on YouTube only. You can always catch it later, but hopefully you will for a Tipsy Tuesday. That's May 2nd, 4 p.m. And then we will be live the following Friday. That is going to be May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. Whoop, whoop. Day before Coronation at 12 p.m. Central. So that's it for us today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Cheers, everybody. And I'll see you next week. Bye.